Welcome back to Data Cloud Now's live coverage of Snowflake Summit in San Francisco, the world's largest data and AI conference. I'm now joined by Matthew Rose, Industry Principal, Global Public Sector at Snowflake. Matthew, great to have you on Data Cloud Now.
Thank you so much for having me today, and what a week. What a week so far. This has been fantastic.
It's all happening here at Snowflake Summit. Matthew, governments collect more data than any other type of entity on the planet. Yet their ability to use data to serve citizens more effectively has always been limited. How is Snowflake helping to lift these limitations?
Well, Ryan, that's true. If you had to rank order the government against any other organization in the globe, it would win every spot regionally. And if you think about it, it makes sense, because the governments represent every industry, every vertical. It includes every type of data, weather, tax, health, just to name a few. There's no type of data out there that the government is not interested in, but there's a key distinction with the government. And we expect this as citizens, that the data the government collects, it's protected. It's used for the appropriate purpose, for the right reasons at the right time. But you asked me about citizen experience and delivery. When I speak with leaders, and many of them are on the floor today, and I've had those conversations with many other here today, citizen experiences and service delivery is right at the forefront. But when I speak with them, the way we should think about this is really balance. If you put yourselves in their shoes, if you're responsible and have that key responsibility for citizens, you're having to balance cost, performance, regulatory policy,
right.
And really that's what they're challenged with. So, and when they choose to do one thing over another, it's at the expense of something else. And this is something that is there, it's really key on their minds. But one distinction, one key thing that I'm finding when I speak with leaders across the globe, in the government in particular, is that they're focused on reducing complexity. And when you reduce complexity, really what you're doing is you're decreasing the time to value and to deliver what Snowflake and others can deliver for the citizens.
Great insights. Thank you so much, Matthew. Public sector has heavy regulatory compliance, as you just alluded to, budgetary constraints, reliance on legacy systems, and internal resistance to change. How does the AI Data Cloud help enable agencies to safely and effectively drive insights on their data?
Well, first off, it's complex for good reason.
Right.
We, the people, we want our mission-critical systems to scale, to be secure, to be proven, and we expect that as citizens, and citizens no matter where they're across the globe. But what I'm seeing is and I'm going to disagree with this, I'm not seeing resistance to change.
Interesting.
In fact, quite the opposite. What I'm seeing is a focus on change, and there's an understanding that change needs to occur, and this is not new to public sector, it's not new to government. However, it comes down to prioritization, as I mentioned. So again, how do I prioritize one thing over another? But in terms of what we're delivering and what we're focused on, I'll just highlight a few, just 3 examples. First off, the public sector is so broad. If you think about it, it includes everything. And we have leaders, we have leading organizations, we have use cases at scale across the globe. And leaders in the government, leaders in public sector, they want to connect with others, whether that's within industries that they either regulate or working with, or if that's other leaders across the globe. And they're really eager for that. The second is partners. They are the front line delivering solutions alongside public servants. And we are hyper-focused, if you will, on ensuring that partners are enabled and that they can deliver the true value of Snowflake. Because we know when partners win, the customer wins, the public sector wins, the citizen wins. The third, and this is unique to public sector, but it's not lost on many. We represent one platform, one experience, one set of features, and that is something that is unique to Snowflake as we go into these regulated industries, many of which the government workloads reside in. And that's something unique to Snowflake, and that's what we're committed on.
Thank you, Matthew. Snowflake recently achieved FedRAMP high authorization. What does this mean, and what have the takeaways been since hitting this major milestone?
Well, first off, FedRAMP is a commitment. It's our brand commitment. And if you think about what governments are seeking, the public sector is seeking, they're really looking to platforms keyly to solve their intractable problems. And FedRAMP is an example of that. What it represents is that we are committed to those most critical, mission-critical workloads and data sets, and that we have risen our security bar to meet that. It also represents to our partners that are serving the community that we're investing in them. FedRAMP is but just one US compliance, and while this one is a very important one, and it represents quite a bit of investment and quite a bit of focus. It's not the only one. And we're going to continue to meet the customers where the need is the greatest. So this is one of many. We're going to continue to evolve. We're going to continue to knock down these compliances that are required.
I want to say thank you to everything you're doing because they're having a positive impact on the lives of everyday citizens. From your seat as you look out, what impact will AI have specifically in the public sector arena?
You know what? Looking across the globe, this past year, dare I say, was the year of AI, especially for government. And when I look at all of the innovation, all of the focus, all the regulatory changes that are occurring, I think there's two key insights. First, as I mentioned, the government is hyper-focused on AI. Again, dare I say it's the year of AI. And across the globe, we saw the government starting to set the standard, set the expectations for those who are delivering AI to the citizens. And one thing came up. First, AI must be trusted, it must be safe, it must be secure, and the risks must be managed. Again, that's table stakes. But in terms of AI for government, AI for public sector, this is really where we can make some gains. And this is really where I think is going to be a game changer. So the focus, perhaps in years past, was AI for users. When you look at the scale, the organizations that make up public sector and the government in particular, their gains are going to be through AI for enterprise. And it's going to be things that are back office. And if you make just small changes to things such as engineering, or orchestration, or even things such as document AI in terms of the focus of where government missions are, they have the opportunity to make massive gains in terms of workforce adoption, of AI, in terms of efficiencies, in terms of effectiveness, in terms of growth and job growth. And this is really the promise that I think AI has for government.
Matthew, it's great to hear. I'd like, before we wrap, to ask you, what advice would you like to share with the policymakers watching as they look to modernize their data strategies?
Well, first off, we just spoke about AI,
right.
And it should go without saying, you don't have an AI strategy without a data strategy. And we in the government, we in the public sector knew this. I used to be responsible for many of these data strategies, and we set these data strategies years ago. Almost every agency has one now today. And if you look at the key lessons and the key tenets, it's about data being used and really being valued. It represents the ethics, the principles of the organization and of the public sector. It's about the data assets being governed, being managed. And it's about data as an asset leading towards growth and mission accomplishment. But I dare say that some of these data strategies should be revisited. Some of the assumptions should be revisited.
You need to adapt.
Exactly right. I've never seen technology, I've never seen the space move so fast. I've been in this sector for 20 years, and I've never seen technology move so fast. And that data strategy, the policymakers, the servants that make up, and really, they're on the front lines of mission success. I can't think about a problem that at its core is not a data problem. So if you think about it, they are on the front lines of solving some of the world's largest challenges, and we're here to help them.
Well, Matthew, thank you so much for joining me on Data Cloud Now today.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
And for the audience watching, I'm Ryan Green with Data Cloud Now. I'll see you soon.